10 min to warm up. We get on the machine, feet in straps, low moderate resistance, that's enough. First 3 min dedicated to upper body. Start in back position, hand at end of handle, and we're off with just arms. Go! Exhale right away. As soon as the handle reaches your body, exhale deliberately. When using only the arms, there is no movement in the back and no movement in the legs at all. Only the arms are in action. The handle comes beneath the chest in a dynamic manner without attempting to be overly strong. It is still a warm-up exercise designed to gradually prepare the body for more intense activity later on. Ensure proper alignment of your breathing and consciously exhale each time the handle makes deliberate contact with your body. Ensure that you lock your legs tightly to firmly press your heels into the foot bar and pull the toes towards you. Perfect. Focus on the edge of the foot and pull the toes towards you. In 10 seconds, we will come to position our hands in supination, which means our palms will be facing up towards the sky. Attention, please. So our palms will be facing up towards the sky. Previously, we emphasized back exercises. However, in the next session, we'll prioritize both back and biceps exercises, with a particular emphasis on the biceps during the third exercise. As I mentioned to you in the beginning, the first 3 minutes of this warm-up routine are dedicated to working the upper body. Make sure to breathe well. That's perfect. Great job. So this kind of warm-up is really just an example. There can be numerous different ones. I can guarantee you that by performing this 10-minute warm-up, you will both enhance your technique as we analyze the movement, and also that regardless of what exercise you do subsequently, you will be in a condition to sustain the effort and achieve optimal results for your training session. Exhale. In a few seconds, we are going to switch to using only our arms. Therefore, I am turning my handle at this moment. If you are on a rowing machine like mine, you can twist your handle. From a comfort perspective, it's much easier. And there, we row arm over arm, fully extending the arms, bringing the handle almost to the shoulders. And that's where we really work the biceps. We isolate the biceps work. So the first exercise was on the arms, obviously, and the back. Then we focused more on the back, but also a bit on the biceps. And here we're only focusing on biceps. You'll feel it heating up as we go along. So there's no point in pulling too hard or even having too high resistance. The exercise itself is already sufficient. In 10 seconds, we will continue by flipping the handle, putting it back to normal, and switching to legs only. So we will only be engaging the legs at that point. To begin, assume the front position and extend the legs. This will engage the back muscles, while positioning the shoulders in front of the hips. Keep the arms stretched well forward and maintain a stable, well-balanced body position throughout the exercise routine. So in this particular situation, we involve not only the thighs and glutes, but also the muscles in the abdomen area, thereby engaging multiple muscle groups. If you maintain engagement of your core, you will initiate activation of your abdominal muscles. Perfect. And for those rowing on a high-type rower, it is even more noticeable on a high-type rower in the first phase of the push, the tightening of the abs, the transmission of the abs. Because frequently, on water rowing machines, initially, the level of resistance is more challenging than on air rowing machines like the one I utilize. Following that, we will perform the legs back exercise. Attention! Currently, we are doing the legs back exercise. So this time we use the legs, then the opening of the back just at the end of the leg extension. Definitely not too early. Whether you then do a session on a rowing machine or a weightlifting session, for example, this kind of exercise is really very good. In this initial part of the warm-up you observed, it was highly concentrated on gestural compositions. In the subsequent part of the warm-up, we will concentrate on the overall movement. Ultimately, by engaging the arms, back and legs, a complete and well-rounded workout can be attained. In a time span of 15 seconds, we will actually go backstage. You will have the opportunity to see how good it will feel to bend your arms. Attention now, snails. So the snails, it's a tiny little piece of leg. And there, you feel good in the arms. You will sense it in your biceps. Furthermore, you will detect the heat in your back muscles during the workout. That is perfect. When you engage the legs, back, and arms at the same time, your heart rate will go higher because these muscle groups work together, increasing cardiovascular intensity. As a result of having a greater amount of muscle mass engaged, which is a fantastic advantage for your fitness progress. Allow the arms to return forward, then position the body in front before bending the legs. Make sure to take full advantage of the warm-up period to give yourself enough time to prepare and get ready. Analyze and deconstruct the movement. This is very impressive and shows a high level of understanding and skill. Great job. In a time span of 5 seconds, we will proceed to row in half slide. At this moment, please bend halfway at the knees. Ensure your heels are firmly on the foot bar in a half-closed position. Start by pressing down with the heels. Arms remain stretched and relaxed. And have the opportunity to feel the heart rate rising gradually without pushing ourselves harder than necessary. We'd push a bit harder towards the end of the warm-up, but for now, let's stay consistent. Maintaining consistency will elevate your body temperature, consequently increasing your heart rate, which will result in a slight sweating response to assist in cooling down the body. The human body is a highly inefficient energy recovery machine, as a substantial amount of the energy it processes is ultimately released in the form of heat, resulting in significant energy loss. Consequently, to maintain optimal body temperature, the human body relies on various physiological systems, one of which is perspiration, commonly referred to as sweating. Following a 5-second countdown, we will transition to the full slide position, maintaining a pace of 18 strokes per minute. Now length. So on this occasion, we delve into our maximum range of motion. A cadence of 18 strokes per minute is considered to be relatively low, which enables us to fully break down and analyze the movement in great detail during the return phase, allowing for a comprehensive understanding of the exercise. Please take note that we allocate twice the duration for the replacement phase in comparison to the propulsion phase, and this allocation is deemed to be optimal for our purposes. For all those who would like to explore hammer in more depth, the description includes a valuable 45-minute session with me providing insights and guidance on hammer. I invite you to download it. Just enter your email address and I will send it directly to your inbox. In a time span of 5 seconds, we will transition to a pace of 22. Attention, currently operating at a pace of 22 strokes per minute. So here, we increase the tempo by 4 strokes per minute. With this 22, we are not attempting to exert more force. In summary, we will experience a reduced amount of recovery time during the return journey, and due to the fact that we already have a decreased amount of recovery time, our level of effort will be more significant. Frequently during exercise, we often forget that the recovery phases must be counted. They really must be taken into consideration in order to accurately assess the overall intensity. Frequently, we only think about the pace or pushing, neglecting the significance of proper recovery. But what about this recovery phase? And for us, on a dead ball, we have 1 on each return shot there. So, we reduce it compared to earlier. When we were 18, we had more recovery time. Now at 22, we have less. And just by maintaining the same propulsion, we increase our heart rate. We are currently in the process of moving to 26. At this point, we have experienced a positive increment of 4. Therefore, for the initial 30 seconds, it is advisable to settle at 26 and avoid pushing harder. As for the last 30 seconds, we will increase our effort level. This is great progress, so please maintain the current intensity. It is perfect. Now let's gradually increase the intensity a little bit more to conclude the warm-up in a nice and effective manner. Just a little bit harder will be sufficient to achieve our desired outcome. There, We are currently in it. That is extremely good. This is awesome. Have a fantastic dinner. Enjoy your meal. We are exceptional. There are only 5 seconds remaining. The absolute top. Right at that location, you are completely prepared and ready to move forward. Typically, when you measure your heart rate, it is significantly higher than it was initially. We start to sweat lightly, and then our body is ready to move on to our session. Download the 45-minute videos in the description if you want a full session, or have a free session on your own or on my channel. You have plenty to do in terms of rowing workouts. And until then, lace up your shoes, turn on the screen, and row. Let's go.